Apple prepares to launch the latest iPhone 11 on Tuesday, the 10th of September. But with concerns around China and lengthening replacement cycles, how significant will this event be, and what should we expect the tech giant to deliver? Dan Ives is the head of tech research at Wedbush, who joins us to answer some of those questions. Dan, good to see you. So firstly, just very simply, what are you expecting in terms of the launch when it comes to the iPhone offering and the price point?
I think price point is going to be similar to what we saw a year ago. 3 phones, the trifecta. There's going to be a Pro in terms of the iPhone 11 Pro and Pro Max. The big thing here is the camera technology, the 3-pronged lens in the back. That's going to be really the showcase for Cook and Cupertino next week. But this is a big launch. I mean, if you look at all the noise going on, China, tariffs, it comes down to demand drivers. We think there's 350 million iPhones in the window of an upgrade opportunity. That's why this is a key launch.
All right, I want to ask you about China in a second, but I mean, in terms of the launch, do you think there could be any other new products, likes of AirPods ahead of Christmas, for example?
Yeah, I think they will tip their hand, and we saw this in Asia over the last few months. AirPods 3 that will be coming out around holiday season. Expect that to be water resistant, and that's going to really be a focus in terms of what they'll highlight in terms of new products. Tip the hand there. They could also tip the hand on the services side. That's something where streaming launch will probably come in October, go live early November before Disney and Iger. That's something I think they could basically touch on, but meat and potatoes of this is going to be iPhone.
So when it comes to the iPhone replacement cycles, obviously we've been seeing those lengthening, and that's been taking its toll on Apple. I mean, do you think that will manifest itself into weaker sales going forward?
The average consumer, you go back 3-4 years, there's 25, 26 months. Now it's about 3 years, 36 months. And the big question here is you got 5G in 2020. Do consumers wait? I continue to think right here you could have about 180 to 185 million units for fiscal 20. I can tell you from a launch period right now, Apple's anticipating this to be flat to slightly up to where they saw a year ago. So all the tea leaves are at least positive coming out of Cupertino.
All right, let's move on to China then. Obviously, the trade tensions continue to linger. We know China is a very key market for Apple. Should we be worried about a slowdown there?
It's a worry because ultimately Apple is going to go up and down with China, not just in the supply chain in terms of tariffs and Foxconn, but from a demand perspective. 20% of iPhone demand is slated to come out of China. So that's why right here, this is key in terms of them trying to put a fence around their backyard. And to put numbers around it, 60 to 70 million iPhones, we believe, are in a window of an upgrade opportunity in China. And that's really going to be the focal point. I do think pricing could come down a bit in China, which I think is key, especially as they go after that market.
Now, it was about a year ago that Apple managed to hit that $1 trillion valuation mark. I mean, do you see the stock recapturing that key level anytime soon?
The trade tensions are a $20 to $25 overhang in the stock. We ultimately believe we start to see more of a truce in this sort of firefight between U.S. and China. You could see Apple make new highs. So that's the one thing to remember here is that it's a $20 to $25 overhang in the stock. That's why Apple right now is the poster child for the U.S.-China UFC trade battle.
And where does Apple fare in terms of investability for you right now when we compare it to other stocks in the sector? I mean, the last time we spoke, I believe it was among your top picks. Is that still the case?
Yeah, I mean, on large cap, I continue to view Microsoft and Apple at the top part, continue to be bullish on FANG names, although more and more, I mean, software is where we're focusing investors. No China risk, fundamentals look strong, and you really ways to play the cloud and cybersecurity. Those are names like Palo Alto, Zscaler, or Checkpoint, and others. So I think that's really the focus here is that you want a barbell approach, but Apple continues to be front and center as one of our top picks.
All right, Dan, thank you so much for your time as always.
Thank you.
That was Dan Ives, head of tech research at Wedbush, joining us down the line from New York. I'm Victoria Scholar, and thanks so much for watching IGTV.